Whatever efforts were made by Dr. Manmohan Singh's government over decades has been undone by Prime Minister Modi by one single incident in one state, which is the state of Manipur.
Shame.
I never once heard the name of Manipur from the finance minister, where 60,000 people have been displaced, where hundreds of people have been murdered and butchered and women raped and children who are out of schools. Thousands have fled from Manipur to different parts of India, sir. Whether it is Calcutta, whether it is Assam, whether it is Delhi. Today, sir, what the finance minister should have said is not just Bihar, but she should have promised a comprehensive package for the rehabilitation of Manipur, which she did not. Today, we cannot accept just the resignation of the Chief Minister as a solution to Manipur. And if the Manipur tapes are investigated, we will see and we will find out, and we want to know if it was state-sponsored mayhem that was created in Manipur, sir. PM Divine Development Initiative for Northeast slashed by 36%. Sir, grants to autonomous councils slashed by 96.6%. Ministry of Home Affairs decreased by 45.6%, and I can go on and on and on and on and on. When is this lip service to the northeastern states going to stop? I want to know from the finance minister. Thank you, Vice Chairman, sir. I would like to start by thanking my party for giving me the opportunity to speak on the budget for 25-26. I am honored for two reasons, sir. Is because I'm positioned very uniquely in this house. The first reason is I come from a state in the northeast. My vote is in Assam, but 50 MLAs from across Bengal have voted me into the Council of House, and I thank my leader Mamata Banerjee. The second and the most significant reason why I'm positioned uniquely in this house is because when I look to my left and see so many members of parliament who come from the northeastern states, they tend to remain silent on all the ailing issues that the 8 states of Northeast face. I feel lucky that when I look on this side of the house, when I look at the opposition, I think apart from Mr. Bhuya, I am the only other member of parliament in the opposition. That, sir, the silence on that side is killing. Not a word on what happened on Manipur, not a word on what's happening in Assam and the NRC, not a word on the Nagaland Accord, not a single word of sympathy, not a single word of apathy. Sir, I would like to say that this budget is an insensitive budget. Insensitive to the people of the country, and more insensitive in particular to the northeast of India. I heard Prime Minister Modi say after the budget that the SOP that has been given to the middle class is going to have a multiplier effect. But when it comes to the northeast, all the things that ail this nation, whether it is price rise, whether it's unemployment, whether it is lack of investment, the only multiplying effect I know is all these problems multiply as we go towards the northeastern states. So I would like to say that it has consistently been the vision of the government of India that they have given the states of Northeast special status and special focus. Today I recall with a lot of respect and great tribute our former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. It was his vision when he in 1991 said that if we want the northeastern states to develop, then we have to look east. What he meant is that Northeast was the gateway to Southeast and East Asia, a landlocked region of India that if it had to trade, if it had to create employment, if it had to attract investment, then we have to look east. Whatever efforts were made by Dr. Manmohan Singh's government over decades has been undone by Prime Minister Modi by one single incident in one state, which is the state of Manipur.
Shame.
Sir, Prime Minister Modi changed look east policy to act east policy. But today, till the gateway to Southeast Asia, which is the state of Manipur, continues to burn, Act East policy is destined to fail, sir. It is destined to fail. And I would like to say that today, our security concerns with China, the political situation in Myanmar, the political situation in Bangladesh, I can tell you with great surety that the prospects of the economy of the northeastern states growing is rather dismal. I heard the Honorable Finance Minister talk about Bihar. I heard the Honorable Prime Minister talk about the middle class with the Delhi elections which were due. But I never once heard the name of Manipur from the Finance Minister, where 60,000 people have been displaced, where hundreds of people have been murdered and butchered and women raped and children who are out of schools. Thousands have fled from Manipur to different parts of India, sir. Whether it is Calcutta, whether it is Assam, whether it is Delhi. Today, sir, what the Finance Minister should have said is not just Bihar, but she should have promised a comprehensive package for the rehabilitation of Manipur, which she did not. There should have been a comprehensive package, because what happens to Manipur impacts all the northeastern states. Today we cannot accept just the resignation of the Chief Minister as a solution to Manipur. And if the Manipur tapes are investigated, we will see and we will find out, and we want to know if it was state-sponsored mayhem that was created in Manipur, sir. Sir, I come to the cuts in the budget. The non-lapsable central pool for funds, pool of resources has been slashed by 30%. The Northeast Special Infrastructure Development Schemes have been slashed by 39%. Special Development Packages slashed by 28.8%. PM Divine Development Initiative for Northeast slashed by 36%. Sir, grants to autonomous councils slashed by 96.6%. Ministry of Home Affairs decreased by 45.6%, and I can go on and on and on and on and on. When is this lip service to the northeastern states going to stop? I want to know from the Finance Minister. Madam tells us that now it is not Achhe Din. Nobody knows about Achhe Din, what happened to it. Then we were all hoping for New India. Nobody knows what happened to New India. Now she says our new destination is Viksit Bharat. 2047. I don't think I will be alive in this parliament to see what happens in 2047. Sir, I want to raise an important issue about my own state, the state of Assam. I thank the government for giving us a urea plant. I have no problem with it. But this government has systematically destroyed the public sector enterprises in the state of Assam. 2 paper mills owned by the Hindustan Corporation has been shut down. We heard about Advantage Assam from Honorable Member of Parliament who just spoke before me, and I want to say that more than 50% of the investment that Advantage Assam has attracted are from public sector undertakings and not private investments, sir. Today, we had heard that all the capitals of the northeastern states will be smart cities. Let me give just one example, and Kalita ji is here. One flash flood in Guwahati, and an 8-year-old boy falls from the scooter and gets drowned in the current of water. A flash flood, sir, in Guwahati. I want to say where the Finance Minister talks about Heal in India and medical tourism. For us in Northeast, medical tourism is having to go for small surgeries, for minimal treatment to Chennai, Kolkata and Delhi. That is medical tourism for us in Northeast. Today you talk about Udan. Sir, I'm pained to say, I'm repeatedly saying in this parliament that I come from a remote area in Assam called Silchar. Not a single route not a single route is running from Silchar Airport which gives Udan, which is recognized by Udan. I ask myself why. Sir, सबका साथ, सबका विकास बहुत बड़ा स्लोगन है और मैं ये कहना चाहती हूँ, it is a huge slogan, but this government has to realize that without strong states, you cannot have a strong center, sir. When is this government going to realize? When is this government going to realize? And I am pained to say that the finance minister says she will start an index to see that which are the states which are friendly to private investors. I ask her that एक और इंडिकेटर उसमें लगा दीजिए वित्त मंत्री जी कि the states you deprive, the states you deny, and despite that, the states that thrive like Bengal, add that indicator and you will see that Bengal is ready. That you will see that Mamata Banerjee has succeeded in Bengal not because of Modi government but despite the Modi government. और मैं ये कहती हूँ, असम के लिए भी एक इंडेक्स करिए कि असम में जो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स आ रहे हैं सर, असम में जो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स आ रहे हैं उसके लिए एक नया इंडिकेटर बनाइए सर। उस इंडिकेटर में हमें ये दिखना चाहिए कि असम में जो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स आ रहे हैं, हाउ मेनी इन्वेस्टमेंट्स, at the back of how many investments do we have the BJP political leaders' money? Today, whether it is schools, today whether it is hotels, बीजेपी के कितने नेता है इस इंडेक्स में जिनका पैसा आज आसाम में लग रहा है सर, इसके लिए भी एक इंडेक्स होना चाहिए। आसाम शायद सबसे आगे रहेगा इसके लिए। सभापति महोदय, I hope that as parliamentarians we go beyond the headlines and look at the fine print to see that in effect this is an insensitive budget that does not talk about unemployment, that does not talk about price rise, that does not address the ailing issues, the burning issues of this country, and it is an absolute and total neglect of the northeastern states and Bengal. And unless you rectify your ways, you will be routed. You will be routed from northeast and you will be routed from Bengal. Because sir, let me tell you sir, let me submit that today people's suffering and people's voice in a democracy is the loudest voice. And I can tell you that today Assam has got a urea plant, and the one single reason is Assam is headed for election, and Mr. Biren Singh has been asked to resign only because the entire tribal community of India has moved away from the Bharatiya Janata Party. With those words, I once again thank the party for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.